With 2023 approaching, the Boruto Timeskip is something that many fans have been asking for a while. Now that we are 6+ years into the Boruto manga, with the code arc ongoing and what seemingly is looking like we are reaching the climax of this arc, I really do think the Boruto Timeskip will happen in 2023. Now, I've made plenty of videos in the past about when the timeskip will happen, and unfortunately, I've guessed wrong about every single time. The main reason why fans are acting this way is because, well, Ikimoto, the artist for the Boruto manga, has stated that the flash forward scene is not that far away from happening. Of course, this is an ambiguous statement as Ikimoto never gave a definitive date, but at the end of the day, ever since he made that statement back in 2020 at Jump Festa, I keep seeing many of you guys in the comment section below talking about how excited you guys are for Boruto and the next generation to grow up. Me personally, I don't really care when the timeskip will happen, whether it happens next year or in 2030, but all that matters most is the execution of a jump in time from the story. At the time of this recording, Boruto chapter 76 has been released, and to be honest with you, I doubt the series is going to unexpectedly jump into the future, seeing the new generation as teenagers in the next couple of chapters. There's still plenty of points in the plot that need to be answered, such as, will Code get his get back for Ishiki on Naruto, Sasuke, and Amato? Will he become an Otsutsuki if he successfully feeds Boruto or Kawaki to the Ten Tails and consumes a chakra fruit? Is Amato truly evil, or is he just playing a facade? How will Boruto's prophecy of losing it all factor to the end of part 1? And how will the Leaf Village look after this catastrophic events, and as well as what will happen to these characters like Ada and Damon post timeskip, and most importantly, I've been asking this for like the past 3 years, where the hell is Kashi and Koji? A lot of these questions that many fans in the fandom have been asking for almost 2 years this arc has been running for, so heading into 2023, it is expected in these next 12 chapters for these questions to be answered. Unlike how the Kawaki arc was handled by Kodachi, ever since the manga switched writers to Kishimoto, he's taken a much slower approach when it comes to handling the pace of the plot and the characters overall. Instead of a big villain group like Kata, Kodachi left Kishimoto to only work with Code, where eventually Ada and Damon were introduced into the plot. And so far, these cyborg siblings, while they are the two strongest characters in the series currently aside from Shibai, they haven't been the big villains that have been taking over everything that many fans thought they would. Unlike with Code, Ada and Damon don't have great aspirations when it comes to their goals, as they both just want to live a normal life. Of course, this can drastically change, especially if Ada finds out Sarada and Sumire are trying to assassinate her, and at that point, it's grits for the Leaf Village and the entire world. And with Code having a Ten Tails army, I have mentioned in previous videos that he's going to attack the Leaf Village very soon, in order to get revenge from all of the L's that he's received in the arc so far. Whenever he does begin his attack, the amount of damage that he could potentially bring with this army will be catastrophic, as not only do I see the Leaf Village not coming out of this battle cleanly, but it's starting to look like it aligns with the prophecy Momoshiki gave to Boruto of him losing it all. And I really don't see how the Leaf goes unscathed against Code and his army, as he vowed that he would destroy the Leaf Village after he got destroyed by Damon. On top of the fact that I don't know how any other character in the plot right now, aside from Ada and Damon, have the potential to destroy the Leaf Village out of their own will that matches Boruto's prophecy right now. Of course, we may get surprises when the prophecy comes to fruition, such as Amato revealing himself to be Shibai, for example, or some crazy shit like that, or resurrecting an Otsutsuki to his dead daughter's body, which could happen since Amato was using that Cap no Jutsu in chapter 76. Many fans have been speculating that this is the final arc to Boruto part 1, and I agree with that as well, as I've mentioned in past videos that Ikimoto does plan to end Boruto within 30 volumes. This was stated in an interview that he did with Manga Plus during the launch of the Boruto manga, and at the time of this recording, there are currently 18 volumes within circulation in Japan and 15 English volumes. If Ikimoto is planning to stick to the 30 volume route, it's almost been 20 volumes at this point, and there is no definitive ending to part 1 as of yet. Of course, if the series decides to end part 1 in the next couple of volumes, there would be only less than 10 volumes following this 30 volume plan for the series. And during the launch of the manga, there was a different writer compared to what it is right now. Back when Kodachi was writing the Boruto manga, he took a much faster approach of telling the story, with the pacing of the plot being much quicker and to the point. Once the manga adapted said arcs that Kodachi wrote, such as the Mujina Bandits arc, Vessel arc, and majority of the Kawaki arc, the anime expanded upon each arc by adding anime canon arcs for additional depth for the cast. Once Kishimoto took over the manga, starting at the end of the Kawaki arc and going into the Code arc, the approach he took was drastically different compared to Kodachi, as he slowed the pace down of the plot to add more details to the cast, like Kawaki, Boruto, and the rest of the characters. Many of the chapters, especially early on in the Code arc, had finer details that wouldn't be in the manga had Kodachi was still writing it, and would eventually be added into the anime during the manga adaptation. Once the Code arc does get adapted into the anime in February, I definitely do expect additional additional scenes for added depth, since the anime has always been known to do that. The manga has always been a shell of the story, as the anime has always added these finer details into the plot to give a complete story. As mentioned before, as many of you guys do know, the anime is more or less the complete story of the Boruto series. The manga has always been the skeleton or the body of the series, giving basic plot points. So as the anime adapts the manga, they of course will add much more detail, especially with the likes of Code, as his character in my opinion has been alright, but I definitely do think they will elevate his character much greater once we get into the adaptation, especially once we get into those crazy battles. And by no means am I saying Kodachi was a bad mangaka, because he gave us some great content, especially during the Kawaki arc, which is an amazing arc in my opinion, and arguably till this day still the greatest arc in the Boruto series. But Kishimoto is going at a much slower pace, where I'm not sure Kishi will follow the 30 volume criteria that Ikimoto set when the Boruto manga launched. Even though this goal was made by Ikimoto and there was a change in writers basically halfway through the story, Kishi could follow this criteria as well. It's up in the air, to be honest, but in my honest opinion, I doubt this, because with more and more information coming about with the Otsutsuki clan, such as Shibai Otsutsuki, I'd imagine this series is going to go well beyond 30 volumes. And with the Otsutsuki clan not being fully explored in the Boruto series, there's still many questions asked about the fandom, as we don't know if there are other Otsutsukis cohabitating in other planets, hidden Otsutsukis living on Earth, or characters trying to become an Otsutsuki, like how Amato could potentially be one. Part 2 of Boruto might as well be even longer than part 1, depending on how Kishimoto and Ikimoto handle the exploration of the Otsutsuki clan, and especially with the relationship between Boruto and Kawaki that will eventually shape the future of this series. So let me know, when do you think the time skip will happen, as the series is looking like it's going to head into the final stages of this arc that is most likely going to be the last arc before the time skip. As mentioned before, I doubt we will get another arc pre-time skip, but we may never know, as Kishimoto can change the landscape of the series upside down and just surprise everyone as a whole. The plot is very unpredictable when it comes to Boruto, and that's the one thing I've always enjoyed about the manga, despite its obvious flaws. And when it comes to the anime, man, I don't even know when it is time to go into the time skip, as the anime right now is pushing 300 episodes into part 1, and there's just no definitive date of when part 1 will end in the manga. And at this rate, the Boruto anime might be longer than the Naruto anime, including part 1 and Shippuden together, which is crazy, man. And crazily enough, the anime might even reach One Piece levels in terms of length, where it might even go past 1000 episodes, since it is a weekly anime, and with how successful the anime is in Japan, the anime is easily going to go on for another 5+ years and beyond. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. This is going to be the last video of the year, and I wanted to drop one more video to wrap up 2022 with a time skip video. And if I'm being honest here, I probably won't make a time skip video for a while now, as I've talked about so many subtopics about the future within this series, and I just know you guys love talking about it in the comments. I just want to say thank you guys for a solid year on the channel, and compared to 2021, we did similar numbers in terms of growth, and to be honest, I want to have more consistent and faster uploads in 2023. If you haven't seen the community tab, I've started my own podcast with a friend of mine, and I started streaming on my second channel. Links to both channels, make sure you go subscribe to them in the description below, as I'm going to get very active on there as well. I'm on winter break right now from college, and I just want to be more disciplined, not only when it comes to making content, but in life in general. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and I just want to kill it in terms of success on the channel in 2023 with more uploads and higher quality videos, and also start uploading Jujutsu Kaisen content, as I kind of waited out to catch up to the series. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and I'll see y'all next year. Peace.